I'm Larry Farver, and let's queer up politics. Anti-LGBTQ candidate defeated in Connecticut GOP primary after public backlash. First-time Republican legislative candidate Jaden McCormick has suffered a defeat in Connecticut's 50th House District primary following intense bipartisan condemnation over extreme anti-LGBTQ social media posts. McCormick originally secured the local party endorsement. However, outcry erupted after reports revealed past posts where he shared an image of a noose in response to same-sex marriage, called for the death penalty for gay people, and denounced Pride Month. Top Republicans, including House Minority Leader Vincent Candelora, disavowed his remarks and urged him to step aside. When McCormick refused to end his campaign, local GOP leaders rallied behind challenger Anthony Emilio. On election night, voters overwhelmingly rejected McCormick, with Emilio securing approximately 80% of the vote. Emilio will now advance to face the incumbent Democratic representative, Pat Boyd, in the November general election. Well, I'm glad to see in this case that good won over evil. I think it's really wonderful that Republicans, in spite of some of the things that we think about the right, stood up for our community and kicked this guy to the curb.
I would say that that's just an electoral. That's an electoral calculation.
Well, it's a move in the right direction.
I mean, I'm going to agree with Bobby because I remember when I was at the Florida Dems back in 2019, a Republican state senator in Florida joked about killing gay people. There was no pushback from the Republican Party because it didn't hurt them. In Connecticut, it looks bad, though. I'll also remind viewers that, New England doesn't have the best LGBTQ rights record always. It's better than not, but one of the most active Nazi organizations is in New England, and they do all sorts of homophobic things there. There's always that stuff. So, great that, they did this in the one time with everyone watching in a place that it would hurt them, they do it. But if you look at the Republican record overall, it's crocodile tears. We don't trust them.
I mean, also, he is like a 20-something pipsqueak. He is a fringe candidate. He is already a fringe candidate.
He's the poster child of the incel movement, right?
Okay.
And plus, the thing is, as New England turns bluer and bluer electorally over the past decade or so, a lot of what you would think of moderate Republicans, think like pre-George Bush Republicans, are increasingly running away from the party, which is why you have people like Scott Lively, who notoriously equates all gay people with Nazis, as running for state house in Massachusetts, or this guy running for state house in Connecticut. Once you have kicked out, once every reasonable person leaves, you're left with the freaks.
But I also don't want us to feel like we're ganging up, because it would be wonderful if the Republican Party wasn't so bigoted.
No, but I think that at least there's a positive message, coming from that party, and the individuals mentioned in the story. Certainly I think most of us will support someone who is Democratic or independent that supports our community, but it's kind of refreshing in light of our current administration to hear a story like that.
Well, that's the thing. Do we really think that they represent the Republican Party of America today with their current president?
But there might be at least hope that, maybe, your parents' parties where, there might have been, people could have had a civil conversation without being mean, or in this case, making violent,
calling for the hanging of the queers they don't like. There's such nostalgia for times that are no longer with us.
And they probably will never return. You're such an optimist. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.